Hi, this is Raven Dana, and thanks for tuning in to Walking Between the Worlds. It is Thursday, December 14th, and we are in the thick of the holiday season, in the midst of Yule. Next week, a week from today, is solstice. A few days later, of course, will be Christmas, and then we'll be in that liminal space, that week between worlds, when time stands still and we're just waiting for the new year to roll in. So, often this is when people have high stress. So, I just want to talk with you a little bit today about ways to bring that stress level down, some things that you can do to tweak your holiday traditions a bit to give a new level of intention and stress reduction and like that. First of all, I just want to say, if you are not having the best time during this holiday season, if you are not feeling festive and chipper and in the spirit, give yourself a break. Not everybody enjoys the holidays. Not everybody enjoys them when there's something going on in their lives, when things are tough. So I want you to give yourself permission not to pretend that everything is fine if it's not. Some of us have had a difficult year. Some of us have had illness and losses. So if you know somebody that's had a hard time, instead of trying to, make them feel happy, you might actually get them to feel happy by just being present, just acknowledging their sadness or their sorrow or their feeling out of it. Often, when somebody's not feeling their best, especially around the holidays, what they need more than anything is just somebody to be with that they're not going to feel pressured by. So, see what you can do to attend to somebody that may not feel in the best of spirits. And sometimes that's what it takes to get that person to feel a little more connected, a little more themselves. So I'm just going to give you that. If it's you, then please feel free to reach out to somebody and say, I don't feel like doing a holiday activity, but I do feel like just being with somebody. Can we go have lunch or go have coffee or play a hand of cards, something? And if that shifts things for you and then you feel more festive, that's great. And if not, that's okay too. Okay. So, whatever you celebrate, Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, Diwali, Yule, solstice, it is the season of the dark awaiting the return of the light. So again, this is, it's it's the time of year when we don't listen to our bodies as well as we might, and so we tend to feel a little off. I'm going to give you some tips on how you might be able to reduce your stress and keep some sanity, even if you find yourself busy. Some of the busy we know is excitement and enjoyable, but some of the busy is just exhausting and our system takes a hit. So there are some ways that you can play with your normal every year traditions to give you a little bit of a different spin and a bit of mindfulness. For example, if you like to put up a wreath, you might think about actually slowing down enough to make a wreath. And it doesn't have to be complicated, and it doesn't have to be the most beautiful wreath that's ever been made either. I would suggest that you use either some branches. If you go to a Christmas tree lot, they often cut the bottom branches off for people. And usually you can either buy them super cheap or they'll just give them to you. So that might be something that you can do, is to get some branches, have them cut down to little pieces that are manageable for you, and then take them home in a bag and make a wreath. Now, my suggestion for that, when you're wiring your pieces together or however you're putting it together, is that every piece that you add, right, you got this evergreen, is to think about something, give each little piece that you add some meaning, something that lasts in your life, something that you appreciate, something that, maybe this little piece of tree is about how you enjoy watching the sunset, and that's a gift that you give yourself. Maybe this little piece of branch that you're wiring up can be about the way your comfortable bed feels at night, and that's something you enjoy. I'm saying if you take something you normally do and give it a little spin, you'll slow down your mind a bit, you'll add some mindfulness, and then, even when you're not thinking of it, every time you smell that wreath or pass that wreath, it's going to generate for you a little bit of that background feeling that you had as you put it together. So, in other words, you're linking your good state of mind, your mood, your intention with that wreath. So it becomes part of the way to feel good and to feel happy. Another thing that you might consider doing is if you do a Yule log or a fire in the fireplace, if you do some sort of element of fire for your holiday season, you might consider actually adding this little piece where in front of the Yule fire, whether it's a bonfire outside or whether it's in your fireplace or however it may be, that you actually take a piece of paper and write on that paper. It doesn't have to be complicated. Again, this is not a big mental exercise. Write down a word, just one stinking word, that represents whatever it is you're releasing, that you'd like to let go of, that you want to exit from your life. And it can be multiple things wrapped up in this one word. It can be anything from habits you'd like to change to difficulties you'd like to put in the past to people that you want to let go of. It can be anything. But give yourself just one word. Write it on that page. And then take a minute to decorate the page. I put some energy into it. Put some squiggles and lines and whatever works for you, whatever makes sense for you to put on that page that feels right with, here are the things in my life that I'm letting go of. Then crumple that paper up as small as you can and toss it into your fire. Toss it on your Yule log. Toss it into your fire pit and watch it go. And let yourself feel that relief as you let those things go. And then take another piece of paper. And again, this is not a mental exercise. Don't get caught up here. What all I'm recommending that you do is write the word joy on the piece of paper. Joy. Whatever brings you joy, you don't even have to figure out what that is. You're just sending out a memo that those things in your life that bring you joy come to you. So write the word joy on the other piece of paper and do the same thing. Decorate it up. Draw some squiggles, draw some circles, some stars, whatever feels right to you. But then, instead of crumpling it up, I would recommend that you fold it up either into a paper airplane if you're good at that sort of thing, or if not, just fold it up in a way that feels cool and interesting, and like when you were a kid and you folded up papers and it was just fun. So fold that one up, and if it's a plane, sail it off into that fire, and if it's not a plane, toss it in, and then watch it go up and feel that, again, that joy, that moment of opening the door that allows the joy to come towards you. So again, these are things that you can add to your already existing traditions that will help relieve some stress and give you a little bit of, give you a little bit of intent and intention that lasts, that you can utilize throughout the holiday season in other ways. Excuse me. Speaking of Yule logs, if you make the kind of Yule log that you eat, then that's another thing that you can play with. As you decorate that Yule log for your friends and family to eat, just think about all the little things that the people who are going to eat this Yule log mean to you. Think of that person's smile, this person's eyes, that person's sense of humor. Again, make it very simple. But as you decorate and you think about those things, there's a way in which what your intention is doing, it's allowing you to gift not only this delicious cake, pastry that you're making, but also to infuse it, to imbue it with this energy of giving and kindness and recognition and pleasure. So it becomes a sacred object. It becomes a magical object. It allows others to take in, if you will, the sweetness of life. So another thing that you can do, a little mindfulness. Again, especially if you're rushed and you're trying to get something done, just take a few breaths and add an intention. It will shift your mood. It will give you a way to connect with what you're doing, and for that intention then to spread into your environment, to be shared with others around you. So, and one final one. Most everybody that I know has finished their decorating by now. I just did some today. It doesn't matter when you do it or if you do it, but if you have still a handful of ornaments to put up or a few bows to put up, same kind of idea. Take your time, and every ornament that you hang or every bow that you put up, just give it an assignment of something that gives you pleasure. You can hang one for every person that you love. You can hang one for everything that you received that's been good this year. You can hang one for your health, and one for your home, and one for your dog, and one for your right. So anything that you are not only appreciative of, but that you feel connected to, that you resonate with. That's another way to play with decorating. That instead of thinking, oh, I have to get this decorating done, or I want to get this out of my way, no. It's going to take you the same amount of time, whether you're trying to slap it up or whether you're taking an intention and hanging it with that ball, or hanging it with that star, hanging it with that tinsel. Let those things be present. This is how to really allow the season to hold all the magic that this time of year has. Go ahead and give it some magic. Give it your intention and your energy. Be the light that returns. Put that light that you are in that which you do, in your meals that you make, in the presents that you wrap, in the ornaments that you hang, even in the sorrow that you have. If you have some loss, if you're not feeling your best self, you can sit with that. Add some kindness to yourself. Be the light for yourself. Ask for what you want. And maybe cook yourself that meal that you used to have in childhood that you haven't had for 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 years. Think about that. What can you do for you that can lift your spirits if you're not feeling very festive this year? What can you do that will make a difference to you? So those are my thoughts for the holiday season. And I'll come back next week and talk about a few more, and then the week after when we'll be in the between, officially in the between. But for now, I just want to say, whatever it is that you celebrate, I wish you the best and the brightest. I wish you calm space, feeling loved, allowing yourself to receive and give kindness. And let yourself breathe and slow down and nap and drink hot chocolate. Have your best and brightest lights around you, whether they're the kind you plug in or the people that you love. All right, have a great evening. Get some stress out. And I'll talk to you soon. I will do a follow-up meditation to this little chat, so you can look for it later on this evening. All right, good night now, and thank you so much for tuning in to Walking Between the Worlds. I'll see you next time.